like down Shelby Street, about 7:30, you'll see like 50 dudes walking down the street.
Yeah, I've
And
noticed
they're
that.
all like, that's where they're going is the Ice House because they have to go to those AA meetings and NA meetings.
How long
Jesus.
have you lived in Germantown?
My whole life.
How long has your family lived here?
My whole life, pretty
Okay.
much. But I moved and then I had to come back home.
Okay. What are some of the duties you have as Miss Germantown?
I volunteer for different things. They have a Go Green Germantown, so I try to help them out when they need it, but it's very seldom that they ever ask. I just show up at a lot of events and everybody's like, "Hi, Miss Germantown," and pretty much that's it.
That sounds like fun. You get to
Bragging
hang out
rights.
at events and everything. Is there any areas in Germantown that you would consider unsafe to the public?
I would say probably over off Shelby Street, yes. I'm not going to say it's because a lot of black people live there, and it's just a high crime area. And me personally, I'm not scared to walk around any place in Germantown by myself. I've done it a million times, but like for my daughter, she's 16, I wouldn't want her to walk over there by herself at night, ever. But me, I would. So that's the difference between, you know.
Okay. Are there any environmental hazards that you've noticed here in the Germantown area?
The dump over off of Shelby Street, yeah. That is very, they have a lot of possums. I don't know if that's environmental hazard though.
Getting into trash and
Yeah,
stuff and
yeah.
dragging it across the ground everywhere. Okay. Is there any common types of employers in your community that you'd like to highlight?
We have a lot of bars and restaurants on pretty much every corner in Germantown, and they're usually always hiring. There's a lot of little mini stores, mini marts, things like that. So they're usually hiring. Other than that, not really. There's nothing like right in Germantown that, like a factory or something, where they would hire a lot of people. And it's usually hiring within. So if you know somebody that knows somebody, then they need help, then that'd be your easiest way to get a job in Germantown. There's not a lot of job opportunity in Germantown.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to just tell us about the Germantown area that you feel that's most important to you?
I think the most important thing to me in Germantown is the friends that I have. It's the community. Everybody's always willing to help each other. The friends that I have, I've had since I was a kid, and I would never, ever, ever trade any of them. Even though some of them aren't doing right, it doesn't matter. If you ever need somebody in Germantown, they're always there. It matters. It doesn't matter if you haven't seen them in 10 years. If you see them again, you pick up right where you left off. It's like you never missed a beat.
Right. I'm going to ask you about some services in the Germantown area, such as restaurants, entertainment, grocery, gas. Do you feel that you utilize a lot of those services? in the
Absolutely.
community?
Absolutely. We have Kroger that I know everybody shops at. So if you never want to run into anybody, don't go to Kroger in Germantown because you're going to run into everybody you haven't seen or that you have seen. So if you don't want to look like crap and go to Germantown or Kroger, you got to make sure you look halfway presentable. Me, on the other hand, I don't care. I'll just throw on my pajama pants and shirt and take off out the door because everybody knows me.
Right. Now, I know you mentioned about there's a lot of bars in the area. Is that a way that people socialize and communicate and congregate together?
Absolutely. We have a thing called the Snitzelberg Walk, and that is twice a year. And that is pretty much where you would walk from bar to bar, kind of like the Bambi Walk on Barstown Road, but it's in this small community. And you can drink out on the streets. They have bands, and that is a way that all of us usually come together. If you haven't seen anybody, go to the Snitzelberg Walk. You're going to see everybody that you haven't seen since you were in high school or middle school. It's just a great way for everybody to come together. Plus, it raises money for our community.
Okay.
You know, because where a beer could be like $2, they may charge $4, and then so much of it goes to the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts and things like that. So it is a good thing that they have it because it helps our community all around.
Okay, so you mentioned that they do fundraising for that. What other community action groups are out there? Because you said you do a lot of events.
They have, there's a Legion over off Shelby Street. They do a lot of them. Plus they have the picnics. We have St. Trees, St. Elizabeth, Our Mother Charles, which isn't really considered Germantown, but we've always used it as Germantown pretty much. They have an Oktoberfest that they're starting now. They're trying to do like silent auctions and things like that over at the Legion. I know St. Therese has like a basketball, a gym and everything where the kids can go play basketball. You can pay them, and then it helps the church and things like that. But other than that, I mean, it's just anything that you need to be done here, it'll be done. I had a friend, her nephew had testicular cancer, and we had to raise money to help him and his family because he couldn't work.
Right.
And we had a great big fundraiser over at St. Therese. Everybody showed up, and it was a huge event. We raised about $3,000 for him, and it was enough to keep his son in diapers and things like that for a while, while he had to go through the surgeries and stuff. And he was only 19 years old, and he had to take care of his son and things like that. So we all came together as a community and as friends and helped him out. So anything that needs to be done is usually, that's all we have to do is make a couple of phone calls and work real hard at it, and we can get a lot of people to help.
So going along with that, do you think the healthcare services in the area are good, lacking?
I think that we should have a small clinic right in the middle of Germantown, because there are a lot of people, there's elderly people that cannot get out.
Right.
And if they can get out, why do they have to go so far?
Sure.
We have the Family Health Center down on Broadway. It's virtually impossible to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're in women's health or something like that. If you're a man, you're not going to get in there. I think that should be, if they have 5 of them, I think that they should move one, or even make another one
Sure.
in Germantown for the people that are here. I'm not saying that there's a lot of low income people here, but there are some that really can't do for themselves. And they need more clinics and things like that for free birth control, things like that for the girls around here, because teenage pregnancy is huge now,
Okay.
and I think it's even more huge since that show Teen Moms, because it seems like they all want to get pregnant so they can be on Teen Moms, and I think it's ridiculous.
It's become a popular idea.
Yes, and do they not see how hard it is? I was a teenage mother. I was 18 when I got pregnant, 19 when I had my daughter, and it was hard.
Right.
I wouldn't change it, but it was hard, and I wish I could have waited a little longer.
So does the Women's Health Center at the Family Center help with that and education?
Yes, they have classes that you can take there and things like that educate you on birth control methods, just they supply you with condoms and things like that.
Good. Are there any services that are lacking in the community besides the healthcare?
I would say healthcare is the main one.
Okay.
Healthcare is the main focus it's lacking completely in Germantown. There's no healthcare in Germantown.
Now going on with healthcare, I want to ask about nutrition. I noticed there was a sign about wanting to have an indoor farmer's market.
Mhm.
Do you all have access to fresh fruit in the area? I know you can get some at Kroger.
Just Kroger.
Just Kroger?
Yeah, and I think every now and then there'll be a man in front of Moe's Food Mart that sells fruits and vegetables. But other than that, no, there's
Okay.
not. And I mean, they have the antique mall, but if you've ever walked in there and you're not into antiques, you're not going to walk out cheap.
And I know you said there's a lot of, activities in the community. How do people find out about those? Do they look at the newspaper, TV, radio? Word of mouth?
Facebook, word of mouth. I would say it's just mainly word of mouth is how they get to know it. And I mean, Facebook, come on now, everybody knows that's the place to be now, because that's where you're going to find all your events at. I mean, I know really elderly people that have a Facebook now just so they'll know what's going on in our community, because on Facebook there's I want to say 5 or 6 groups that are just focused on Germantown. Like Germantown, it's called Germantown Snelzelberg on Facebook, and he has so many pictures for history of Germantown and the Danny contest, which is a contest they have every year at Hawks, and George Hawk is the man that owns that, and you'll have to look up Danny. It's a little piece of wood, and they take another piece and they hit this piece of wood. It goes up in the air and they hit it as far as they can.
Okay.
And then it's whoever goes the furthest is the winner. And it's gotten really huge over these years. Like Wave 3, WHAS, I can't remember the names of the news people, but they are there. Jim Bilski,
Okay.
he's there every year like clockwork. Like clockwork, he plays every year. And the things that they sell there is like, I remember when I was a kid, it was like cotton candy for a dime, a hot dog for a quarter, a canned Coke for I think 50 cents, and I was just amazed that they sell it that cheap. I was like, really? You know, but I didn't get to go this year, so I haven't really seen the prices, but I know they're not high. But it's still whatever they get is they focus on the community to help people. Yeah.
That's nice. Well, thank you very much for
You're
answering
welcome.
the questions.